We'll come to the question at the end, and then we'll just going to reflect on that. So, Gauranga Prabhu, please bear with the door snaps in the background. So, today's Katha. Thank you. Thank you for giving this Gauranga, all of you, dear devotees. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Vaishnava. Vaishnava means no duplicity, simplicity. Sharadatahi Vaishnavata. Simplicity is, however, we are inside. We are like that outside. But as a devotee, we know how we should be inside. Having Krishna, seeing things as Krishna. So we know. But the thing here is, duplicity means when we are something inside, we don't project a different view outside in order to be accepted, in order to be applauded. Like that. With an intention for self-gain, we don't project ourselves different outside. And if I'm starting my bhakti now, I'm just getting to know what bhakti is. And if I'm trying to do my best, then I just be the same outside. So I don't, I just be the same outside without any separate motive. That's the thing for us. Not having a motive behind projecting ourselves in a different way. That's the duplicity thing. Intentional motive, intentional projection outside, like that. But for us, when we are practicing bhakti, the etiquette is there. We may not really feel like being very nice to others. Not very nice, but we may not feel like we are matching with the etiquette of seeing the Vaishnavas for who they are. We may not feel like sometimes because of the modes inside, the mind inside. Then, though we don't feel like following the etiquette, then we say, okay, I may not feel like following the etiquette, but this etiquette is for my own good. So I will just prayerfully do it outside, at least. But I pray that it may naturally come from within. Like that, in a prayerful way, just following the etiquette, though not completely feeling the same inside. That's accepted. Because there is no intentional projection of a different personality with a intention, self-gratifying intention behind, like that. So that's the difference between the duplicity and submission to the etiquette. Yeah. Difference between the duplicity and following etiquette prayerfully. Those two things. And I think the question can be answered here. The whole Haridas Thakura pastime, it's at a very deeper level actually. Bhakti aparadha happens on a bodily platform. There is raga, dvesha, I like, I dislike, you are man, you are woman, you are supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do that. So men dominating on women, women activism, to women's activism or women defense. Defense is always defense is there. Defense is different from activism. But in any case, this is all a gray zone. It's not that the men are best in Kali Yuga, neither the women. No mind is best, even if it is in the man body or woman body, it is the mind. So there can be men dominance, there can be generally, men dominance can be there, and then women may be abused, and sometimes unseen women dominance can be there, men suffer. These things happen. This is what happens in a material plane, where the mind is hooked up on a physical level, and mind is so much caught up on the physical designation. I am man, I am woman. Those are physical identities, right? So Chaitanya Charitamrita is not about that. Not about men dominating, women submission. Chaitanya Charitamrita is at the level of spiritual. It's a spiritually focused scripture, and everything physical, if it is male or female or society norms, everything, they are built in a way that is conducive to the spiritual journey. Be somebody maybe in the man body or a woman body. So it's an individual journey. If a man chooses to be dominating, or woman chooses to be different, again, spiritual journey is individual journey. That's why any social things, political things, gender things cannot be brought into this pure devotional matters. So it's an individual choice. How do I react? Do I go for to prove my point, or I depend on Krishna, see how things can be set right here? Or if there is really a big time abuse going on, then again, seeing how to simply just get out of it and continue their devotion. It's an individual choice. There is no right or wrong here, because bhakti is an individual spiritual journey. And everyone based determination, their purity, then they will think differently, they may decide differently. So we are here not to judge anybody. It is all between them and Krishna. So like that. So there is no right or wrong. If somebody chooses to do something, it's between them and Krishna. Like that. So that's why we want to see others, leave it to them and Krishna, no judging. And when it comes to us, you see what you feel is comfortable, what your determination is, what is your priority. And we decide accordingly, like that. So that's all. That's all. And coming to the Leela here as such, Gauranga Leela. This Leela is a very difficult one to be a part of, and a difficult one to even hear and accept it. Like Draupadi Leela. And here also, Chota Haridas Thakura. Very difficult roles to play, even more difficult than Arjuna's role. These are all, they are all eternal associates. And these are all Sharanagata Bhaktas. Draupadi, there, the Pandavas are Sharanagata Bhaktas. Here, Chota Haridas Thakur is Sharanagata Bhaktas. They have signed up, yes, Tvameva Sharanam. And Sharanagati is a part of the Sharanagati is, I am submitting to your will. I am yours. Yeah, you may do whatever you choose to with me. I have no questions to ask. I have complete faith. I have complete faith in you, and I love you unconditionally. I love you unconditionally. Jiva cannot say that, but Bhagavan's mercy can come into the Jiva to be able to be that bound to the love of God. So that faith and total submission, regardless of what Bhagavan does to the devotee, is there. It's there in the gopis. It's there in Draupadi. It's there in Chota Haridas Thakur. And it was there in our very recent acharyas too. Totally dependent Shuddha Bhaktas. And the way they submit to Bhagavan is beyond our... it is difficult even to hear for us कि ऐसा होता है. So we are hearing and trying to understand from apara vichar, from our side, where we are so strongly attached to the mind, to the safety, to the body, physical safety, and safety of the reputation, and all this. We are attached to it, especially the body safety, physical safety, and ninda, social safety, like that. These are the main things. Even for a spiritualist, it is difficult. It's not that physical discomfort, but it's clearly physical safety, like in the case of Haridas Thakur here, Chota Haridas Thakur. It's just giving up the body, like that. Totally independent Sharanagata Bhaktas. For them, even that is also not a consideration. To give their life is not a consideration. For them, they could just do to have, they could do it. Physical safety is not a consideration for them. And honor, safety, preserve the honor for Draupadi, such greatest challenge. For Pandavas, for Draupadi, honor. These are very great challenges, very great challenges. But those Sharanagata Bhaktas, they are so dependent on the Lord. Rakshisyati iti vishvaso goptrutve varnam tada. They have this unfailing faith in the Lord, unfailing attachment, and so much unconditional love for the Lord. They cannot give it up. Like that, the Lord chooses those devotees to play these roles in these pastimes. So in that way, so many obeisances to Sri Chota Haridas Thakur that have signed up to play this role, to Draupadi Devi who has signed up to play that role, and like that. So devotees are like that kind of faith in Bhagavan. And how about Bhagavan? Is Bhagavan that hard that he puts the devotees through these testing times? No. Bhagavan is Karuna Sindhu. Karuna Sindhu. He is apara Karuna Sindhu. So, Bhagavan's karuna is that unfailing hai. Protection is unfailing, love is unfailing. That may not be understood when viewed from this bodily platform, from this worldly platform, attached to things of this world. But these Sharanagata Bhaktas, they actually are on the other side. They are on the para platform. They view everything from Bhagavan's side. So, when things happen to these Sharanagata Bhaktas, there can be a kind of little period of a little adjustment like that to understand what the Lord's plan is. When the Pandavas entered into the Lakagriha, when Chota Haridas Thakur was said, "No, you cannot come to me," that settling down period might be there for Chota Haridas Thakur or for the Pandavas to understand. But that is only to get more gravitated and settled very firmly at the lotus feet of the Lord for the protection. Like that. And throughout that period, they do not have any, they don't lose the faith. It's not in their nature. It's not that their faith is shaken. It's just that they get very firmly rooted with Bhagavan. Like for Prahlad Maharaj, when he was put in the fire, it's not that Prahlad, he didn't even have a doubt at all. But in just a minute like that, he just goes into deep absorption of the Nama to the Turiya level. So he had to, from a Vachaka level to Turiya level, it just whatever few moments that's settling down for Prahlada. So the fire doesn't touch, nothing touches him. So that little settling down period can be there for the dependent devotees of the Lord. It could be moments, minutes, days, or an year. Like Chota Haridas Thakur, it was an year. Draupadi Devi, maybe a few minutes when she went around looking for help. And for Sri Prahlada, it was just a moment. So that kind of settling down, getting rooted at the lotus feet of the Lord, that may be there. But their faith is never shaken. And then they know Lord's protection is there, unfailing. And the Lord did reciprocate, will reciprocate accordingly, very dearly, with all the devotees in a way that they need. So that's the pastime between the lover and the beloved. In all these cases, Chota Haridas Thakur is the lover. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the beloved. Draupadi Devi, in her own way, sneha to her Ishtadevata Krishna. And gopis and same Prahlada. They are all lovers and the Lord is the beloved. It's a very loving pastime between them. For us, it doesn't look like a loving pastime. But they are on a para platform. So unconditional spiritual love is like that. We are just getting a glimpse of, so this is the love between a lover and beloved. Oh, this is what pure bhakti is. Where am I now? Where am I now? That's $1 million question coming to me now. Bhakti aparada, bhakti abhasam. When I am holding on to the lotus feet of Sri Guru, that's the only portal of entry for me. That's everything. That's everything in spiritual realm. Otherwise, the only other thing that's left over is this world of modes. So when I hold on to the lotus feet of Sri Guru, so when I become so dependent on Sri Guru that I do not so dependent on Shri Guru for what? For my maintenance. For my maintenance, for my protection, yes. Maintenance and protection, because this body is there, body-related responsibilities are there. So at our stage, at my stage, that is there, the thoughts are there. But placing those at the lotus feet of Shri Guru and Bhagavan for the maintenance and protection. And that's all. And placing at the lotus feet and continuing the bhajan in the seva, loving seva, and becoming a pet dog. Oh, hey Vaishnava Thakurami Tomara Kukura. No questions asked. Kindly, please utilize. And you are so very kind that you chose to utilize this piece of trash. What can I say? So very kindly continue to please use this piece of trash you have recycled, and you please use however you like to. No questions asked, please. And regarding any needs or responsibilities, they are all yours. So no anxiety, no fear, no thoughts. They are yours, please. And then after that is a Sharanagati. Atma Nivedana is even more than this, that we don't even have a thought of physical security or anything. It doesn't even occur to us that we are in a body and we have responsibilities like that. So Atma Nivedana is even more than that. So all that, how can that happen to a conditioned jiva like this? By initially Tavaivasmi. Starts with the Tavaivasmi. And then the Sharanagati, and then the Atma Nivedana, all through Shri Guru. Shri Guru is not different from Bhagavan. Sakshat Haritvena, Samasta Shastra, all the Shastras are saying Shri Guru is not different from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is with us, playing with us, and we are in the Leela of Bhagavan through Shri Guru. So Shri Guru is not different from Bhagavan. So when I am the Sharanagati or Atma Nivedana, when it is happening to Shri Guru, it is happening to Bhagavan. Oh, what do I know about Bhagavan? What to even do Sharanagati? So Sharanagati or Atma Nivedana to Shri Guru is the same to Bhagavan. And in this way, at least we may be able to understand this para vichar a little bit because of the mercy. And out of that same loving causeless mercy, we will be slowly taken to that para platform, transcendental platform. And this is all with love. See, when such great things happen, like Chota Haridas Thakura, this Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he is the sweetest personality. But Chota Haridas Thakur knows this is coming from my beloved. There will be no resentment, no angry, no questioning. It is only, my beloved this did this to me. There must be a reason. Oh, I don't know how much my beloved had got hurt with what I did or with what I thought. I don't want that hurt to my beloved. That is their thinking. It's not like, why did this happen to me? Why did he do this to me? They don't think like that. And what to say about Bhagavan, about Gauranga? And that is all sweet. Whatever he does is sweet. Like that. So what we have heard so far is about the difference between the duplicity and following the etiquette prayerfully. That's one thing. Second thing is anything, any view, any society view, or any views of the society based on the physical consideration, they are all on a Naimittika platform, a social physical platform, and they have nothing to do with the spiritual vision. So Sanatana Dharma is actually in a Varnashrama Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. The whole point is to mold this physical realm, identity with the bodies and different designation as wife, husband, mother, children, all these naimittikas. Mold all these naimittikas in a way it is conducive to the Nitya Dharma. That's the original Varnashrama Dharma, where a man is supposed to be ideal. Ideal in Naimittika Dharma and dependent on Nitya Dharma, performing Nitya Dharma. And a woman is supposed to assist the man in the same, because there is no bigger ideal than that anyway. Perform Naimittika Dharma while engaging in Nitya Dharma. So that's how a Varnashrama system was built. But later on everything got polluted. That's what we are seeing is kachra and kichdi now. So there is no point even thinking of the Naimittika on a Naimittika platform. Unnecessary. Just sticking on to Nitya Dharma. And the next point on that note is Nitya Dharma is a spiritual journey. So one's own spiritual journey, and based on one's own place in their spiritual journey, they think and they decide and they move on accordingly. It is an individual choice, so we don't judge, and there is no right or wrong there. It's all up to the individual souls, the devotees. That we heard, and the last one was understanding the Leela of Chota Haridas Thakura. We heard about the lovers of Bhagavan, and what is their thought, and how laudable, how great is their love for Bhagavan that they sign up for these difficult roles in the pastime. That we heard. And how do these lovers of Bhagavan, great Bhagavatas, like Chota Haridas Thakura, Draupadi Devi, Prahlad Maharaj, all of them, how they think about Bhagavan. They are all on para vichar. And those are all the pastimes between those great Bhagavatas and Bhagavan, especially these difficult pastimes. And we also heard that it is difficult even to understand for us these leelas when we are viewing everything from apara vichar. Apara is temporary thought, because we are clinged to the temporary positions of body and mind. Difficult to even understand what to speak of accepting it and praying to be there. Very difficult. So what do I do? Where am I now? And what's next is all holding on to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittite Kuriyakya. Oh Vaishnava Thakurami Tumhara Kukura. Very grateful that you are using this piece of flesh. So everything else happens from that point. That's all, the devotees. Thank you so much, Mataji, Raskrishna Mataji, and all of you, dear devotees. And I hope your question is answered a little bit, at least, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Without this causeless mercy, I don't think, Mataji, it's continue. But thank you so much.
Right. Yeah. It is so. Okay. If nobody has anything to say, we will
devotees.
go with the